And hello everyone, welcome back to the 24 Hours of Sebring here in, of course, Sebring, Florida. We're getting ready to go for segment 3 of the race, which is going to be pretty much one of the more tenser battles because of the fact that it's going to get dark soon. These drivers are going to get ready for the nighttime hours. Thank you for joining us over here on the NC General Sportsnet. I'm Anthony McCurry, bringing you coverage from, I believe it's 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then we'll go over to, I believe it'll be James Silverfox's channel. You can find the link in the description. PJ Williams is gonna take the green flag again. He is sitting right now in first place, and then right beside him is gonna be Henry Nova. Those two have been duking. These two teams have been duking out pretty much all race long. The 12 car and the 11. But the green flag is back out. Time never stopped. We're back underway. And already looks like Henry Nova's going to try and get a run onto the inside. Going into the first corner. Is he going to be able to do it or not? He's trying to get alongside of PJ Williams. It looks like PJ Williams is going to stick tough on that outside line, though, into the, I believe that's turn 3, into turn 4. And after turn, oh, we got a car around. Well, a car got punted back there. That was, I believe, the Nova Disc car. It was Matt Duell in the 83, and he's going to go to pit road. Had an incident in the back. It looks like he got punted off the track, and here comes Nova to the outside of, I believe that would be, sorry, that's PJ Williams. PJ Williams trying to get a run on the inside. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to make the pass exactly yet. However, Henry Nova looks like he's going to fall back in the line, so move PJ Williams to the front. Back here, it's the 34 car of Jordan Demis trying to catch up to the back of these two cars. It looks like he's got a bit of a gap between him and the 19 car. That would be, I'm trying to find the name here, Jacob Anthony in the 19 right behind him. Here comes the 63 car, and that would be, I believe, Kyle Collins in the 63. It looks like that's a good battle. Oh my goodness, there was some contact there. It was wide. A little wide out. A little off the track. Oh, we got a car smoking back there. That's one of the, oh my goodness, that was one of the target cars. Who is that? That's Noah Hart in the 10. So we have a car erupted. Noah Hart has gone boom boom, so to say. And that is not what they wanted to have happen this late in the race. Already 6 hours into it, and this is not what you want to have happen. So Noah Hart looks like he's going to have to go behind the wall to fix that. I'm not exactly, oh, okay, something broke on that car. I'm not exactly sure if that means a DNF or not. But we'll have to find out soon. Back to the front. PJ Williams still leading, but now Henry Nova is under fire from Demis in the number 34. So, as they battle on here at the front, looks like a single file. Let's go back and see if we can find any other battles on the racetrack. There's one. It's the 21 on to 2. The 2 cars being driven by, wish I knew the name of that driver. Should have thought of these names before I went into it all willy-nilly. But the 2 car of Cardona is under fire. From the 21, that would be, Alyssa Felds. In the 21, looks like she's running him down. I want to say that's Eddie Cardona, but I'm not certain. Oh, we got a car out in the grass. That's Michael Norman in the 7. Gotta watch out. Oh, back there, Ralph Mason went in the grass too, really wide. But they keep it together back there, and everyone's gonna, looks like they're gonna settle into another longer run. So as everyone settles into a run, let's kind of give you some details on stuff that you may see that's different about this. Oh, Seth Cole in the back just went out and shot. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not Seth Cole. It's Dylan Poteet. It was Seth Cole. Dylan Poteet and Taylor got together. Again, I'm not sure exactly the name of that driver either. I apologize. But Dylan Poteet went out wide. The two of them got together, the 13 and the 3. and battle up there at the front. Oh, I'm sorry, there's a pit stop going on, unscheduled stop. Zachary Robinson is on, and that would be Avis Rapex on. So I don't know if these are unscheduled stops or if they are very much scheduled, because I don't want to be in that hornet's nest either. That would be a bit of a tragedy to be in that hornet's nest. Oh, Kyle Thomas has had some problems. He's at the back of the pack for the 77 car. That's the I believe that's the Alex Tagliani team. Not exactly where he wants to be. That's Simon Pagino. My bad. Simon Pagino team. He's got to get back up to the front. But it's all PJ Williams at the front. Here comes a battle for second. That would be Demise underneath of Nova. Looks like that Nova is going to lose the position to Demise. These guys are on different compounds that we're normally used to seeing. These cars are on you see the red wall tire there. These are actually tires that are supposed to give them more grip, but we've seen that these cars have gone out really wide, but they've been able to keep it together even though they do go out wide. So it's not exactly a bad thing, I guess. So we shall see what happens with these new tire compounds throughout the race. Is they do tend to wear a little bit faster. Maybe that's why we're seeing these drivers kind of push it, not thinking that these tires wear faster, but the red wall tires are definitely going to throw a bit of a curveball into this. So far, not too bad though, as if the drivers have been able to make it work, as PJ Williams goes around the outside, around the outside of the final turn, and he's going to continue being lead. He just ran his fastest lap of the race that lap too, a 155.685. I want to bet, yep, Demise ran a faster lap, a 155.507. That's his fastest lap. Henry Nova ran his fastest lap of the race. No, I'm sorry, that's not his fastest lap. But yeah, the top two just ran their fastest laps of the race so far. 155.685 for PJ Williams. Now this car has been dominant all race long. I don't think we've ever seen this car not lead. I mean, we have seen it not lead, but it's been a while since we've seen it not lead. It's back here. Nova got a little squirrely. It's been a while since we've seen him not lead. Oh, well, that was someone at the back of the pack. Well, that's Rapex. He was on pit road. Forgot about that. So yeah, the 12 car. All three of the drivers, Connor Vale, Dylan Thoreau, and PJ Williams. PJ Williams is now on track, and we've seen the other drivers you really get out front, and they'll just stay there, and they won't really lose ground. So I think that right now, the way it stands would be that if the 12 car could continue its dominance, then we could possibly see him leading at the end of this this segment, and maybe throughout the rest of the 24 hours. As PJ Williams is currently out in front and pulling away from the 34 car of Jordan Demise. I don't really have much to say. It feels weird for me to do a segment and not really have it be the start of the race. So I apologize if my commentary is a little off. Henry Nova out front. Not out front, but in third. Henry Nova still in third after getting a little squirrely in that last lap. Run through the top 5 for you right now is the 19 car of Jacob Anthony, running in the 4th position, kind of running down Nova, and that would be Kyle Collins in the number 63. That's one of the charity cars. I believe that's Susan G. Coleman, the breast cancer awareness car. Indeed, I'm right. Yay. That is your top 5. I've been impressed with this right here. This I just said it and I forgot. Yeah, the breast cancer awareness car. I've been impressed with all of the charity cars. Although the 83 car had a problem earlier. That was the other one, Matt Dool, and he has gone out of the segment. So I'm not sure if that warrants a warrants a DNF or not. I don't think he's gone out before, so he may be able to bring. Well, that team may be able to bring out a backup car the next segment. That'll be the overnight segment. So that'll be kind of interesting, knowing that these drivers have got to go into an overnight segment. But then they really have to be careful because these cars don't have headlights, so they have to illuminate the track. And this particular area right here is going to be the most trouble spot because the lights are scarce. They're kind of far apart, but it's a straight line, so I don't think it's going to be that big of a problem. The overnight hours are definitely going to throw these drivers for a curveball, as we are well into hour number 6 of the race. We're almost to about it would be about 10 minutes already that we've been out here on this segment. Just about getting there to 10 minutes. So these drivers still got a long way to go. Since we came into this segment with, I believe, 18 hours remaining. So that's 18 hours that these drivers still have to run. So this is going to get really long. It's going to get really grueling. So these drivers are going to have to learn to adapt to these cars, because these cars are the ones that kind of want to go. They just don't have any. There's not really a slow mode on these cars. As here comes Demise. He's kind of getting a run on to Williams. PJ Williams is going to have to look out, because the 34 is coming, and he's coming fast. He's actually running better lap times right now than the 12 car is. These tires are starting to wear out, it looks like. I've noticed that these tires don't really last as long as the other tires do. Here comes Demise to the inside. Oh, he tried, but it didn't work. He's got to run him down again. Demise in the 34, running down PJ Williams in the 12. The 12 car has been the dominant car all day long. It's always been up at the front. The 34 car has been up at the front quite a bit as well. So we're going to have to see if this driver can, if Demise can get around Williams. I've seen PJ Williams' driving style. I'm not exactly sure what Demise is going to bring to the table, because I've not really seen much of him. Through the final turn, though, as everyone is pretty much single filed out behind, and this is the best battle on the racetrack right now, and it is for the lead of the race. These drivers got to learn not to use up their stuff, though, because they still got just under 18 hours remaining. We haven't even hit nighttime yet. The race started at noon. It will be ending at noon tomorrow, and that will be over on John Cittadino's channel, the Utica Home Track Series. Where it started, so the race started over on Utica. It's going to end over on Utica, so you can go over to check out the finish of the race over on Utica Home Track Series. That's John Cittadino's channel. You can also check out the next segment, which will be James Silverfox. I believe I've said that already, but that will be over on his channel. Oh man, Demise got a little squirrely through that. So that turn has been really treacherous for a lot of these drivers. I've noticed in that particular spot that they try to arc it in, and there's this little bit of a kink there that they have to get around. It's not exactly just a flat out turn that you can get through real easy. It's really what drivers kind of have to face the entire race, and it's going to be something that's going to kind of wreak havoc with a lot of these drivers, as Charles Sanford is running at the back of the cars that are up to speed. And then you have Zachary Robinson, who's I believe made a pit stop. He's fallen off the pace a little bit. You have Michael Norman, who is, I believe, made a pit stop. Kyle Thomas, who has made a pit stop, or he's just been slow. And then that would be Rapex, which is first name would be Avis Rapex at the 21st position, and we already have a couple cars out of the race, which would be the I believe the 83 is already gone, and the 10 car, who has blown an engine. So we only had 23 cars in this segment, because 2 cars went out of the race in the first 2 segments because of 2 DNFs, well, 2 problems in a row. So those drivers will not be able to compete the race, and that would be, I cannot remember who went out. I'm pretty sure if I thought long and hard, I could figure it out, but not right now. We still got a long way to go, guys. Still got a long way to go. Let's Commentary is going to be a little lax today, as I've mentioned, because I really am stripped for time. I really didn't get time to get into the commentator mood. So, yeah, I'm doing it live. Doing it live. PJ Williams continues to lead. It's kind of obvious, but Demise is still second. Let's go through the field, find out where everyone's running outside the top. I believe, yeah, Kyle Collins has gotten around for fourth. And he's gotten around the 19. That would be, I will get this name right eventually, Jacob Anthony. So that position was swapped, fourth for fifth. Here's the guy that's been running down the top 5. That is the 53 of Alan Pedro. So Alan Pedro is running down the top 5. Could be a factor into the outcome of the segment 3, as he's got one wicked fast car. And then back there, that is the 2 car, and I still want to say it's Ed Cardona, but again, I'm not exactly sure. So I apologize if I'm saying the name wrong. But if I am saying the name right, then yeah, I get a cookie. But Cardona has been the 2 cars had an up and down race. It started out good, and then it fell to the back, and now it's back in 7th. So not too bad for the number 2 team. Should see if they could get up to the front and continue to have that little string of good luck that they've been having as of late. And then back here is Joseph Onesto in the 35, the Red Bull entry, running in 8th place. Onesto is in a team with John Cittadino and Robert Piet, the Flying Dutchman. So we'll see if Onesto can do any, if Onesto can rally up and see if they can get to the front. Because right now they're comfortably running in 8th. Not really much in front of them, and got a little bit of a charge from behind, but not too bad. That's Alyssa Felds in the 21. Alyssa Felds fell to the back a little bit. I thought that she was up towards the front more than she was. I may have been wrong, though. So Alyssa Felds is going to be running in the 9th position, and rounding up the top 10 is going to be Alex Tanker in the 88. And Tanker's got a fast car too. He's been running consistent lap times. His best lap is only 156.409. That's considerably slower than the front runners. But we should see him. I mean, this is an endurance race. You don't really need to have the fastest car. You just need to have the most consistent car. We saw this year at the 24 Hours of Le Mans that obviously it was Toyota and Porsche that had the faster cars than the Audis, but the Audis still won because they were consistent. They didn't break so easily. German engineering. Haha. Alright, that's my Audi plug for the day. Anywho, back here is Dylan Young in the 14. He is sharing a car with the drivers of Tanner Sullivan and Jason Trost. So Dylan Young is running 11th, just outside the top 10 looking in. And right now he's under fire from Taylor, and I apologize for not knowing his first name. I keep wanting to say Jordan Taylor, but that's a name from the way past. But it's not him. But Taylor's running down Young, so we should see if this battle increases, which it definitely is looking like it is. And then Dylan Poteet is running in front of Ralph Mason. Kyle Sosnowski, whose teammate went out of the race. That would be out of this segment at least. That is that was the 10 of Noah Hart. And then Jeffrey Finguy in the 18, running back here in 16th. 17th will be Charles Sanford, and I believe we've lost our 18th position. No, I'm sorry. Zachary Robinson is still running in 18th. So Robinson's still running towards the back, Norman's still running towards the back, and Thomas still running towards the back, and Ray Peck's still running towards the back and back up to the front. The gap's still pretty much the same between the front two. PJ Williams has got about a 5 car length lead over Demise. And then Henry Nova is a good deal back from the 34. He's got just about maybe 2 seconds, maybe 2 or 3 seconds back on Demise. But then it's a really close battle between him and Kyle Collins and Jacob Anthony, and now in the mix is Alan Pedro. And running them down is Cardona. I'm just going to say Ed Cardona because I think that's the name. But if I'm wrong, then I do apologize. Maybe Ethan Cardona. I will have to look at the name sheet later. Henry Nova is trying to keep Collins behind. Now Collins has got a fast car. This whole organization has gotten a really good car. I believe that's a Honda engine too. So we should see maybe if the Hondas could maybe pull out and maybe beat the Chevy, since I believe he's running down a Chevy. I believe the 11's a Chevy. Let's see. Yeah, the 11 is a Chevy. I believe the 63 is a Honda. I may be wrong though. We'll see if we can see it on the side panel there. And yes, it is a Honda. So with that being the case, the leader I believe is a Chevy, because yep, the 12 car is indeed a Chevy. I think it used to be a Honda. Now it is a Chevy. And Demise, I believe, is running in a Honda. So it's Honda chasing Chevy right now for the first place position and for the third place position. Then you have a Honda in the 19 car. And I believe that the 53 is a Chevy. No, it is a Honda. So the way the manufacturers stand right now is Chevy, Honda, Chevy, Honda, Honda, Honda. So it's only 2 car manufacturer. No, I'm sorry. I think there's actually 3. I need to go back and see. That's Chevy. I believe this car isn't a Honda or a Chevy. I believe it may be something else. I can't really tell. I don't think this car is a Honda or Chevy, however. I may be completely wrong though. Let's see if we can see it here when they turn. No, it is a Honda. Okay. So the Red Bull entry is a Honda, and the Red Bull entry is getting pounded by Alyssa Feltz. Onesto versus Feltz. This is one of the best battles on the racetrack right now, besides the lead. From 8th on back, they are really close together. The top 7 have kind of pulled away from the rest of the field. And it looks like Feltz is going to go out a little wide, trying to run down the 35 of Onesto. Now, Onesto is one of those drivers that, you know, kind of has a lot of different driving styles. This whole team is a lot of road course veterans, and the way that you have Robert Piet, which is the Flying Dutchman, he's got a few accolades to his name. I mean, he's a good road course driver. And then you have John Stadino, which runs over in the World Sports Car Championship, driving the 41. I believe that's the Mazda entry for the RX class. He's actually done really good. He's running really high in the points. And then you have Joseph Onesto, which is, I believe, been in a few Royal Rumble. My goodness, wow! Did you see the dive bomb that Alex Tanker just made on Felds? He's gonna grab the 9th position. I think he dive bombed 2 cars to get to Felds, and now he's going after Onesto. He is not in fuel conservation mode, that's for sure. I don't think any of these drivers are really in fuel conservation mode. Open-wheeled cars in an endurance race. This is one of the more interesting things that we've seen. It's not the most interesting thing I've seen, but it is one of the more interesting things. Is Felds has got bombed by Tanker, now running down Onesto. Go back up to the front. Looks like that Demise is running down. Williams is the best battle on the racetrack right now. It was Felds versus Onesto. Now it's Demise versus Williams. But again, Williams pulls away. Both of these cars are just pulling away from 3rd place. It's about a 4-second gap now. Back to Henry Nova. And then Kyle Collins. If we got a car exiting pit road, that would be Michael Norman. I think that's the 2nd pit stop he's made so far. Or maybe it's not. I don't know. But Now he is multiple laps down. Let's bring the ticker up, see how many laps down he had. Well, we're not going to find out until he crosses the line again. Because he was on the lead lap when he crossed the line, so it's going to take... He would only be 1 lap down then. But now that the top 2 have a gap, a really big gap back to Nova, because now they got a slow car in the middle of them. Well, not a slow car, just a not a car competing for first place right now. It's a lapped car. So now they got a lapped car between them and Nova, Collins, and Anthony and Pedro. Cardona is still trying to run down the top 6. And then Onesto is still trying to play defense against Tanker. Where happened? Okay, Felds is right there still in 10th. That is the top 10, and then it's Dylan Young right behind in the 14. Dylan Young has actually got some pretty good road course accolades too. I believe it was him and his brother Sam who drove the 4 car to victory in the RX class at the 2.4 Hours of Le Mans. So, I mean, and he beat out the 2 car. That was the team of Monty McWolfington and who else drove that car? We kept saying his name. I can't remember who was driving the 2 car before Monty. But anyway, they beat out the 2 car, which was the dominant car in the entire RX class, and also was almost up in contention for actually winning the race. So he's got some pretty good road course accolades. He's not driving with his brother, however, he is driving with a couple of other good drivers, which would be he's driving the 18. So no, he's not driving the 18. What? Wait a second. What car is he driving? Driving the 14. I knew it was a team. All right, he's with Tanner Sullivan and Jason Trust. So you know, those are pretty good drivers to be paired with. I'm not complaining. I wouldn't be complaining about that. Tanner Sullivan is a he's got some good accolades to his name. I would have to go back and actually think about it because there's really nothing other than he's done good in a few other series that I know. My goodness, the Young just kind of rammed into the 21 of Felds. Felds is just getting dive bombed lately, and here comes the 3 of Taylor. Battle on the racetrack, Young versus Taylor. Now, if these 2 get together, the 2 people sitting in the catbird seat right now would be Ralph Mason and Dylan Pote, because then they'd inherit an extra 2 positions. There's another big battle going on right now. It's Dylan Pote and Ralph Mason. I guess you could kind of consider this Team NCGMRS versus Team NSCRA. It's Ralph Mason is paired with myself, which I just got out of the car, so that's probably another reason why my commentary is a little lax, because I've been driving for 3 hours. But Ralph Mason is running in the 13th position right now. He's kind of keeping Poteet at bay right now. But oh, Poteet got a run, and he had nowhere to take it. But now it looks like he's going to pull up right to the rear wing. Is he going to make a dive bomb into the final corner? That wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea. Not going to happen, though. You don't want to tear up your car too early. Oh, looks like Mason goes out wide. This could be opportunity for Poteet to strike. Not going to happen this lap either. And as we got a couple cars heading for pit road, that's Taylor and Jeffrey Finguy. Anyone else on pit road? No, it's just those 2. So maybe they're short pitting. A little bit of pit strategy going on here. With we are actually getting close to 30 minutes being run in this segment. We are about 17 and a half hours to go. It looks like it may be a 4-tire stop. I don't know why it wouldn't be. Are these guys going to stay on the red compound? They are. They're staying on the red wall tires. So obviously they're liking these tires despite the fact that they lose grip easier. Zachary Robinson's still running at the back of the pack. Well, no, he's not going to pit road yet. He's actually going to catch up to Finguy now that they've gone on to pit road. Kyle Thomas and Ray Peck still running at the back, and Norman's got in between the top 2. But as the race continues on, we should see if it looks like the Norman may have a faster car. Whoa. Yeah, I do believe the Norman has a faster car. In fact, he is going to pass the leader, who goes out way wide. That's going to allow Demise to catch up. And here comes Demise to the outside. He's going to take the lead. So Norman was kind of a little bit of a X factor into the lead of the race. So Demise just basically used Norman as a pick. Now he's in the lead. As Norman's going to pull away. Yeah, Norman's got a much faster car, so now he's got his lap back. We do not have full course yellows in this race, so that does not mean much of anything. He's going to have to rally back on foot, per se, if he wants to catch back up to the tail end of the group. However, if he can maintain this pace and finish in front of the leaders at the end of the segment, then he will continue to be in the lead when we hit the segment 4 mark. Remember when I said it was on strip for time? This is going to be a segment that's going to be done in parts, unfortunately, because I just found out that I have to leave the booth to go attend to some team business. But this race will be in parts. You'll be able to catch the next part coming up soon, but I'll get this part out, so at least you'll have something to watch while I'm trying to get the other part. We're about 30 minutes into this segment, and the lead has already changed hands once, and that was to Demise. This is the first time that Williams has not led this segment, as the tires seem to be falling off just a bit. And now it looks like the Williams is being very patient and comfortable running into the second position. You know, in an endurance race, it's kind of what you want to have happen, though, is you want to have it be so that you run the towards the back, or not towards the back, but you want to run a nice consistent pace. So not forcing the issue right now is a good thing, because you still got more than 17 hours to go, and you don't want to try and use up all your stuff really early on, because then in that case you wouldn't really have much at the end of the race to deal with, because then you use up all your stuff and you wouldn't have such a fast car at the end when it really matters. As Norman's pulling away, let's go back, see if there's any differences back here. Looks like no. Nova is still running third. Collins is still fourth, and Anthony and Pedro are still in the same positions. Cardona is still in the same position, and the top 7 is actually pulling away. Oh, we got pit stops. That's the 41, isn't it? No, it's the 88 of the Tanker and the 67 of Ralph Mason on pit road. So again, more pit strategies. I know these two drivers have not had anything happen to them recently, so this is strategy. They are pitting a little bit earlier than I expected them to. Let's follow the progress of Tanker. So we can see Ralph Mason in the background, sorta. Nope, never mind. But Alex Tanker has now hit the pit road. Looks like it's going to be a 4-tire stop. I don't know why it wouldn't be a 4-tire stop, because that kind of be silly for them not to have a 4-tire stop. And it is going to be a 4-tire, fill it full of fuel, and get back out in the race. As Ralph Mason has completed his service, and there goes Taylor, Finguy, those two pitted earlier. Oh, we got an extended stop on the 88, though. I don't know why they were on pit road that long. Maybe they were making some adjustments. But whatever the case be, Alex Tanker spent a little extra time on pit road. And as a result, Ralph Mason has gotten around Tanker. So Tanker's when they cycle back around, he's going to have a overall. He's going to lose a couple of positions. I am predicting he was running about 10th or 11th, so I would say he dropped back to about maybe 14th, 15th now. We'll take you to about, maybe if I can stay here long enough, we'll take you to the 1 hour mark of segment 1, or segment 3, my bad. And then at that case, we'll only have 17 hours to go when I have time to record and upload the other part. I'm maybe able to do the part 2 in just the 2 hour part, and maybe we can get the segment 2 done, because I know you want this race to continue on, and it's partially my fault because I took this segment not knowing that I would be bombarded with stuff prior to knowing that I was going to be doing this. But anyway, as Demise will continue on leading the way, and I promise when we get to the segment 7, which is the other segment I'll be doing, and whoa, here comes the 12, wrong way, camera guy, that way, there you go, PJ Williams underneath of Demise. This is battle for the lead. They're still side by side. This is a good battle right now as they get down into, I believe this is turn 8. Another little chicane here. They are still side by side. No one's giving an inch. This is right now the best battle on the racetrack. And Demise is not giving up. He's actually got a little bit of a better run out of this turn. He's got the preferred line through this next set of turns. Oh, yeah, Williams went out wide. But now Williams is going to have the preferred line. And all this side-by-side battle is going to rally up second place, and they're going to catch up to these drivers. You see them in the camera shot. Down the, what we call the backstretch, they are still side by side. And there is Nova and Collins in the background. Williams at this moment has got the advantage on Demise, but Demise is going to have the better run out of the turn, I think. Or is it going to be Williams? Williams clears. Oh, Demise is going to pit. So second, what was the leader is now pitting here on lap 18 of segment 3. And it looks like he was the only of the top 5 to pit. Yeah, he was the only of the top 5 to pit. So pit strategy for what was the leader on the lap prior to this lap. We could see this paying off in the long run, though. Fresher tires earlier, maybe setting a race pace for later. So as he is going to get some tires, this is, I believe, it'd be about their, let's see, maybe their 7th, 8th pit stop of the day so far. Maybe 9th pit stop. And then again, another flawless stop. These drivers have really been, these teams have really been able to master their pit stops. So that's good that these drivers have got time to master the stops, because when we were at the 2.4 hours of Le Mans, they didn't really have much time to master the stops because they were, they didn't really have that much time. But see, we've gone longer than 2.4 hours, so these guys have gotten their pit stops down to a science. So these guys have, I think they're good to go. PJ Williams has now got a bigger gap over the now second place driver of Henry Nova and Kyle Collins. I have just been so impressed with the whole charity car team. Even though the 83 has gone out of this segment, but this car, the Susan G. Coleman car, is doing really, really good so far. And if they can get a win, that's going to be huge for the charity. But that's provided they can last all 24 hours. Back here is Jacob Anthony and Alan Pedro, my bad. Still duking it out for the 5th. That would be the 5th position, wouldn't it? Yeah, it is the 5th position. Forgot the entire team ran up a row. Who's on pit road? That'd be Collins. Collins is on pit road. So now what was 3rd place is now pitted. As Kyle Collins is now going down the pit lane. There goes Ernesto around. There goes Cisnowski. I believe that is Cisnowski, yeah. And Collins is pulled into his pit stop. And another car has been pulled in, and that would be Cardona. Really quick, I'm going to find out who drives this car. Eric. It's Eric Cardona. Eric Cardona, okay. And it's Darren Taylor is the other driver. So apologize for not knowing the names. I've been calling you Ed Cardona. I again apologize as Collins comes back on track. And I believe that is the 88. Yes, it is. The 88's car has pulled out. So Collins is kind of falling back a little bit if the 88's catching up right here. and Ralph Mason's got around. These drivers have all pitted, so this could cycle or really bundle up the field. As there's Darren Taylor, Jeffrey Finguy in 11th. Well, what I think is actually, I don't know, the running order's gotten all messed up. PJ Williams, his lap times have slowed down significantly. I would assume he would pit soon because his last lap was a 2:02.513 compared to his best lap of a 1:55.685. I don't think that he should stay out much longer. I don't think it'd be very wise. He may be pitting this lap. It looks like he may be signaling. He may be signaling to go in this lap, and he is. The race leader is going into pit road. PJ Williams. Anyone else going to follow him? Yes, Henry Nova. Second place is going to pit. What about the 19? 19 is going to pit. 53 is going to pit. So there's the top 4. What about top 5? Is Ernesto going to pit? Ernesto's going to pit. This is the busiest we've seen pit road all day long so far. PJ Williams on the pit road, followed by Nova. So which one of these two are going to get out first? Is their pit boxes are right next to each other practically. PJ Williams is in. Nova is in. These two started right next to each other. And it looks like it may be a battle of who can get out. Well, the gap between Williams and Nova was such a great gap that, yeah, I don't think it was going to matter because the original race gap was a lot bigger than really was. And here who got around? Someone got around. That's the 88, isn't it? Yeah, it is Tankers. So the 12 cars lost the lead. Who did they lose the lead to is the question. If I were to take a guess, it would be Jeffrey Finguy. So Finguy's now the cycle around as the leader. There's Darren Taylor, who's in 8th right now, will be 2nd. And there's Demise. So that pit sequence didn't hurt him any at all, as he's going to maybe cycle around as 3rd. So Demise is now going to be 3rd. Finguy is going to be 1st. So Jeffrey Finguy probably was the luckiest man on the planet right now, unless he still has to pit. I'm not sure if the 18 has come down pit road. Although his lap times say otherwise, I think he has been on pit road. So their new leader, this is going to be the 3rd official lead change of the day, and that will be Jeffrey Finguy as the leader. Then Darren Taylor and Jacob Demise. Then you have Ashley Phelps, if I'm correct. And yes. Oh no, I'm sorry, Alyssa Felds. My bad. I'm sorry. It's been a long day. Okay, so Alyssa Felds is probably going to be cycling around as 3rd, and then it'll be Ralph Mason cycling around as 5th. So let's see. That is indeed the case. Jeffrey Finguy will be 1st. 2nd will be Darren Taylor. 3rd will be Jacob Demise. Kyle Thomas is just exiting the track. Alyssa Felds is going to be 4th. And Ralph Mason will be 5th. And everyone is pitted, so the pit sequence is as it stands right now. Then Alex Tanker will be 6th. Kyle Collins will be 7th. 8th will be PJ Williams. Dylan Young will be 9th. And Eric Cardona will be in 10th. And then you have Henry Nova will be 11th. 12th will be, that's Jacob Anthony. I believe I've been saying Demise's name wrong. I don't know why it would be, though. Anywho. Then we have Alan Pedro back here in the 13th position. Dylan Poteet 14th. Charles Sanford's moved to 15th. Joseph Anesto's fallen to 16th. Kyle Sosnowski's is 17th. 18th is Michael Norman. He's actually gained the most ground since going a lap down. Then you have Zachary Robinson, who's running down Norman. That's 19th. And 20th will be, again at the back, Avis Rapex in 20th. So we only have 20 cars running on track at the current moment. Starting to sound like John Citadino. This is scary. Anywho, so as things settle out, Finguy's got a huge lead over Darren Taylor and That is not Jacob Demise. Let me bring up my name thing again. Jordan Demise. Sorry about that. Jordan Demise. That was his name. So, I apologize for calling you Jacob. So, Jordan Demise is now third, and he's actually running down Darren Taylor. So, these two may be in a little bit of a tussle later on, if you know what I mean. Actually, you really do know what I mean. I mean, they're going to maybe bang sheet metal, and one guy could go off and maybe wreck the car, and that would not be a very good day. Whoa, and then unless Demise throws it off the track first. So Demise almost threw it all away. Ashley Felds is kind of running all by her lonesome, and it's a little bit back to Tanker's now taking 5th. And as Ralph Mason slipped back to 7th. Then you have Kyle Thomas, who's just kind of running kind of as a back marker in the 21st position. When I said there's only 20 cars running on the track, I meant 21 cars. I forgot that Kyle Thomas was still there. Then Kyle Collins is going to be running 6th. Ralph Mason 7th. Back here is PJ Williams in 8th, the former leader trying to get around. And then Dylan Young in 9th, and then Eric Cardona in 10th. So that's the top 10 at the current moment. There we go, sound like John Citadino again. I should probably stop. But anywho, so as that stands, that is the running order for the 24 hours of Sebring. I'm going to try and take you all to the end of the first hour of my segment. Segment 3, which will be about 17 hours to go. So Finn Guy leading the way. We'll actually take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back to you if anything breaks out. Stay tuned. You're watching the 24 Hours of Sebring on the NCGMRS Sportsnet.
Got it. Don't be the last to know. Get it faster with 4G. It's the network of possibilities.
Welcome back to the 24 Hours of Sebring, and Jeffrey Finguy is going to give up the lead to Pitt here on just around the 17-hour mark. It's actually about 5 or 6 minutes till the 17-hour mark. And another car's on pit road. That would be Darren Taylor, so that would be first and second, I believe, that just pitted. So that will hand the lead over to, I believe, yeah, it would be Jordan Demise, who's now taking the lead. Kyle Collins is going to be third. We've actually had a couple of pit stop cycles going on during the commercial break, but we came back to commercial after the leader pitted. PJ Williams is going to be fourth. Michael Norman has gone another lap down, but he pitted, so that's understandable. And then now Eric Cardona is going to be in the 5th position right now. So pit strategy is going to come into play this race, as we were already seeing cars on pit road that were on pit road earlier on than all these other drivers did. And this is coming to about the 17-hour mark. So with that being said, we will see if any of these other drivers pit, and then this will conclude the first part of segment 3 here on the NCGMR Sportsnet. And we will get that up to you so you can see it. And then we also bring you part 2, which will be the final 2 hours of the race. That may not be able to be up until, I want to say, maybe, if I can time it right, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. Maybe Thursday at the latest, though. But at least you'll have something to watch, so you're not completely like, oh, why is she not uploading this? I want to see where I'm at. I know. I've been bombarded with stuff lately that I didn't foresee. So I apologize for not getting these races out. Or not getting this part out when I need to. Also, the NC Gamers 500, I apologize for not getting that out. But that, I'm going to take time and edit that because I want that to be special because it's the 5th one. So bear with me. The NC Gamers 500 is still happening. It's just on a bit of a hiatus until further notice. I'm going into a really busy time of the year. But as it stands right now, Demise still leading the way. Let's go see if we have any notable changes. That's actually a lap car. Well, yeah, here's a notable change. PJ Williams has gone to 3rd. I believe whoever was in front of him pitted. I can't remember who was in front. Cardona moves up a spot. Henry Nova's going to be 5th. Dylan Young's going to move to 6th. Ralph Mason moved to 7th. And here's the battle between Alan Pedro and Jacob Anthony. Anthony actually got the position. Now he's trying to bombard Ralph Mason, who's all 3 of them slide. But Pedro slid the most. Kind of slid way up the track, and Poteet's going to be in 10th for Team NSCRA. In the number 13 Geico car, which I have to say is a very nice looking car. Whoever painted that did a good job. Joseph Ernesto will now be in 11th in the Red Bull. Kyle Thomas in 21st, still a lap down. And then 12th will be Charles Sanford's had an up and down race. Restarted got the restarted green flag towards the back of the pack, and now he's up into 12th. He's had an up and down race. Couldn't go all the way back to segment 1, but definitely running better now than he was earlier. Whoa, that looks like 3 wide, but it's not. It looks kind of hairy, though. These are all battles for position, as Anthony is just picking them up and laying them down, as Ralph Mason's going to go into pit. But I'm telling you what, Jacob Anthony's picking them up and laying them down, because he is going left, right, zigzagging all over the track. He's actually he picked up 3 positions that lap. I'm sorry, 2 positions that lap. But Demise still leads. Still leads the way here on, that would be lap 30. So, with that being said, Demise is going to continue. But he's actually got a little bit of an issue because Kyle Collins is running him down. See who had the faster lap that lap? Oh, yeah, it was definitely Collins. Kyle Collins had about a 2-second faster lap than Demise did. So this could get hairy when we get toward that. I believe that maybe Jordan Demise is going to be pitting this lap, and if he does, then that's going to hand the lead over to Collins anyway. But if Collins can pass him before they get to pit road, that's just a statement saying, I've got the faster car, get out of my way. But I don't think we have enough racetrack, and Collins isn't fast enough to catch him before they get to the pit road. So Demise still front running. Collins still second running. Rapex still a back marker. PJ Williams still running them down. Here, whoops, here comes Collins. Is Demise gonna pit? No, Demise isn't gonna pit. So Collins is gonna catch him. This is a battle for the lead. Jordan Demise and Kyle Collins. What's going to happen? Here comes Collins to the bottom of the racetrack, and he is going to maybe make the pass through the first turn. Not clear yet. Still got about an outside corner. Through this turn, I think they should have him clear. And not quite. Now they got him clear. Whoa! Rapex rubbing doors. Well, if these cars had doors, they'd be rubbing them, but they don't have doors. Rubbing wheels. So when your car is fading when the slower car is faster than you. Oh my goodness, Rapex nearly just took out Collins. We've gone over the hour mark, but that's okay because we're still running. So that's no one's died yet, so that's a good thing. But Avis Rapex almost took out the leader there. That would have been bad. That's something that you wouldn't want on your resume, saying that you just took out the leader on segment 3 of an 8-segment race. But PJ Williams is kind of like, oh, Norman almost turned PJ Williams. That could have been really hairy. These slower cars are starting to get faster than the cars actually running on the lead lap. And I think there's a reason for this, is because that these slower cars pit later than the other cars do. I'm almost wondering that maybe these cars that are on the lead lap are just biding their time waiting, because they know that they're going to have to contend with them and contend for the win, and they don't want to use up all their stuff later on. But if the way that they're racing right now, it could be, when we get to segment 8, that this could be reversed, that PJ Williams could be multiple laps down and Michael Norman could be the leader. You just never know. 24 hours can change the face of a race in an instant. You just got to watch over the course of 24 hours. Things can change. We've obviously seen a lot of changes already in this short amount of time that we've been on air over here on my channel. Kyle Collins continues to lead. So as Kyle Collins leads, I really need to get to the team meeting. So this concludes part 1 of segment 3. Part 2 will be coming out as soon as I can get it out. I actually may have to turn it over to someone else. Maybe I'll turn it over to John Cittadino. Maybe he can help me out here in the second part of segment 3. But segment 7 is my other segment, so I will continue. I will take it to the full 3 hours if I can't do it here. Thank you for watching part 1. We'll see when we hit to part 2. Kyle Collins, your leader, and the 24 hours of Sebring.